Hey guys, okay, welcome to another active stretch and recovery day with core moves. So today we're going to be doing Pilates. Pilates is my sort of passion and my go-to when I really feel like I need to stretch my body out a little bit without just passively stretching, if that makes sense. You have to engage all your little stabilizers in your body in order to create awareness of what you're actually trying to do to your body. So that's why I really love it. It's always engaging our core, especially those deep transverse muscles, and you just feel really good after. So today we are going to run through a sequence. It's about half an hour long, so not too taxing, and I hope you enjoy it. We're going to start standing up on our mat with our feet in parallel and hip distance apart. So just in line with your front hip bones there, your ASIS. And just pick up those toes and then gently place them down, really spreading them out. Contract through the quads, pull the navel in, relax the shoulders down and back. And then gently just begin to bend your knees till your hands slide forward and just tap your kneecaps and then push into your heels and slide your hands back up to your hip bones. Bend those knees one more time. And then push into the heels, slide all the way up, drawing those elbows down and back as your hands come to your hip bones. This time we're going to come deeper. So you're going to slide those hands down to the knees and then see if you can bring yourself all the way to the floor, dropping your hips right down close to your heels. And then you're going to push into your feet and straighten your legs so your body tips forward into a forward fold. And just stretching out the back of those hamstrings, maybe even trying to pull your belly closer towards the front of your thighs. And then just bend those knees again, glue your belly to your thighs, drop those hips back towards your heels. Try not to lose your balance. And then push into those heels, straighten those knees, keep that belly as glued to those thighs as you can. So you want to really stretch out the back of the legs and keep pushing your chest towards your thighs. And then bend those knees, drop the hips to the heels, find the length in the spine, and push into those heels, straighten the legs, and tip the body forward. And from here, take a little inhale and lengthen your spine. You might have your knees bent, and that's okay. You might even need to lift your hands off the floor. And then bring your body back into a fold. Bring your hands to the mat and step one foot back, lower the knee, and the other foot back, lower the knee. Now curl your toes under and bring yourself into your 4-point kneeling position. Shoulders nice and wide, and we're just going to get some articulation in the spine. So we're going to start with our cat-cow. So you're going to inhale, pull the sternum away from the belly button, the shoulders down and back, and bring your eye gaze forward, shining your heart forward. Then exhaling, tuck your tail under, scoop your abdominals, push your hands into the floor and round through the shoulders. Inhale, tilting that pelvis forward, lengthening the pubic bone away from the navel, and then the sternum away from the navel. And then exhaling, curling it back under. Keep pushing your toes into the floor so you get that little bit of stretch in the arch of the foot. And then come back into your neutral position. Uncurl the feet so we come into that plantar flexion and push your hips back onto your heels. Now keep your chest lifted and your arms straight and feel like you're pulling yourself forward. From there, you're going to slide your right elbow till it taps your right knee and then medially rotate it or internally rotate it so your thumb comes in front of the left knee. Flip the palm over so it faces your armpit or the ceiling, and then slide those fingers away from the midline of the body and really reach into that stretch. You can reach your left hand out in front of you, and if you feel comfortable there, you can even begin to lift your hips, dropping that shoulder and coming into a really deep shoulder stretch. Keep trying to look underneath that left armpit, and then using your exhale, bring your hips back to your heels, slide both hands back into center, and then reach your right hand out to your right side. And just reach it out really long as you push your chest towards the floor. Then pull it back in, slide that hand back in again, threading that needle, reach and twist. Still twisting to the left side, and then maybe even lifting those hips if that feels good for you. And then coming back into center, dropping the hips, and this time we're going to reach that hand out to the right side again, palm faces down, and then sweep it up in front of you and reach it really long on the mat, both hands in front. Push into the tops of your feet and your knees, engage your glutes, and just push yourself forward, a little bit of length in the spine. And then bring your hips back down. We're going to thread the other side, so stretch yourself back again. This time, drop that left elbow down towards the left knee. Then internally rotate that arm so that your left thumb comes towards your right knee and flip the palm over so it faces your armpit. Then begin to reach those fingers away from the midline of the body, twisting the spine like a little screw. Look underneath that armpit, little peekaboo. And if you're comfortable there, stay there, or if you want to get a deeper stretch in those shoulders, lift those hips back up, reach your right arm and your left arm away in a nice big L shape as you twist that spine. And then bring the hips back down, slide the hands back in. This time reach the left hand out to the left side, palm facing down, and just really reach it really far out to that left side. Feel the stretch in the front of the armpit. And again, push into the right hand, bring that left hand back underneath the armpit, thread the needle again, reach it away. Look underneath your arm towards the ceiling, pull your belly in, make sure your core isn't getting passive. And if you want to stretch it deeper, lift those hips and reach that top hand away. And then bring it back in. We're going to slide that left hand out to the side again, palm facing down. Reach the fingers as far away from each other in this L shape as you can. And then sweep that hand up till it's facing in front. We're going to come forward now, separate the feet and push into your knees to come into your knees down plank. So we're going to keep our knees down here. They want to be hip distance. Squeeze your glutes. Lift your head away from your shoulders. And then bend your elbows slowly, bringing your upper thighs, your pelvis, and the bottom of your rib cage down onto the mat. But then peel your chest away, squeeze your glutes, and come into your little baby back bend. Feel like you're really opening the front of the chest. And then push into those arms back into your tricep push-up with your knees down and hips back to your heels. Reach those fingertips forward. Really stretch out the sides of the waistline here. Feel the weight of your hips pushing into your heels to stretch out the top of the foot. And lengthen your arms away from the midline of the body. Then open those feet as you lift up again. Come back into that knee down plank. Squeeze the glutes. Bend the elbows. Let the thighs hit, the pelvis hit, the rib cage hit. And then lift the chest away from the floor. Squeeze those glutes. Bring your body back to a long line as you push back up. And push your hips back onto your heels. Stretching forward. We're going to walk this shell stretch over the right side now. So pull your belly away from your thighs so you get this turtle shape in your body. And then walk your hands over to the right as far as you can go. Really pulling that left hand away from the body. And then walk the hands in towards the center again and sink it down. Pull the thighs away from the belly and walk your hands over to the left side. So maintaining that roundness in the spine as you reach that right hand as far over to your left heel as you can. And you'll feel this really nice deep stretch down the right side of the rib cage. And then walk them back into the center and sink the belly back into the thighs, lengthen the spine, reach those hands away from you. We're going to start to wake up the hips now, so as we push ourselves forward, let's separate the feet and come back into your 4-point kneeling with your pelvis in neutral, nice and long. And we're just going to slide our left foot back. So drag your big toe along the floor and slide your right hands forward. Find your balance, pull your belly in, and then feel your body lengthen and grow as you reach that right hand and left leg away from each other. Next exhale breath, you're going to reach your right hand out to the side and your left leg out to the left side, abducting both. and then squeeze them back in towards the midline. Don't collapse over to that right side. Again, reach it over to the side and pull it in. Don't collapse in the hip. One more time. Reach it out and pull it in. Tap them both back down to the floor. Slide them back in with control. Push equally into both hands and both knees, and then slide your right big toe away. Get that nice long length in the leg. Slide the left fingertips forward. Find the balance on your left knee and your right hand. And then gently float them away from the floor. Really feel that length, like somebody's dragging your big toe away from your hand. And then on your exhale, open them out to the side, waking up that glute, waking up the core, and inhaling back into center. And again, reach, keep engaging that length in the body, lengthen both waistlines, lengthen the leg and lengthen the arm. Open, reach. Don't let your back change shape. Reach it forward and long again. And tap it down gently. Bring the hand in, bring the knee in. And push yourself back into just a gentle, quick little shell stretch. And then bring yourself onto your left side. So we're going to come on our left side so that our elbow is directly underneath our shoulder and our hips are stacked on top of each other, and pull your waistline away from the floor. Now squeeze your heels together, and you're just going to open that top knee. So like you're opening a book, and then close it like you're trying to squeeze an orange between your thighs. Inhaling, open. Exhale to squeeze. Keep this top waistline, don't sink. You want to keep everything high, just waking up those glutes. Keep your heels squeezed together and your toes pointed towards your face. So you're dorsiflexed at the ankle. Open and squeeze and open. Really find this connection with the center of your body as you squeeze everything in. One more time for me. Open it up. Enjoying that opening in the hip and then squeezing it in. From there, you're just going to bring your shoulders down to the floor, and you can cradle your head in your hand, or you can bring your head down onto your bicep. And then you're going to straighten your legs. So your body's one long line with the back of your mat now. And then finding your balance, engaging your core and your glutes, you're going to float that top leg up higher than shoulder height. Flex the toes towards your face. Reach your heel away from you and squeeze the legs back together, but don't let them touch. Point the toe, lift, flex, and lower. Think about having a marshmallow underneath your bottom waistline so that you don't sink in the waist. You want to keep it lifted and long as you point, using the muscles around the side of the hip to lift that leg and the inside of the hip to close it in. Lift. Last one for me. And close. Now we're going to point that toe. We're going to lift it up a little bit, not quite as high. Bring it forward. Squeeze it down and then pull it back using your bum. Now if you find you're struggling, so we're making little circles. If you find you're struggling with your balance with this, you can bend that bottom leg a little bit, okay? And that will just help with the balance. But it's more challenging if you stay on this long straight line because you've got to use your core and your glutes to support you. Just keep slow, even movements as you draw little circles forward, and then let's draw our circles backwards. Just waking up those glutes, really energizing through that top leg. You might even feel a little bit of a burn in that sort of dimple on the side of your glutes there. You can go as slow or as fast as you can manage that stability in the waistline. Last circle, and then you're going to bring the legs together. Let's laterally rotate the top leg. So your toes are facing the ceiling, your heels facing the floor. And you're going to drag your toe up the inside of your leg, then flick the foot up to the ceiling, flex the ankle, and squeeze it down like you're closing a door. Point the toe, drag it in, keep that knee facing the ceiling. Flick the foot up, flex the ankle, drag it down. Keep your bottom waistline nice and tight. Point, drag, flick, flex, and lower. We're going to change direction now. Point the toe, flick it straight up. Bend the knee, flex the ankle and drag or push that heel away. Point, lift, bend, flex, and squeeze the heel away. Last one. Point, lift, bend, flex, and squeeze. Good job. Pull that knee in front and just give it a little gentle stretch. And we're going to flip on over to the other side. So hug your knees in, roll on over to your other side. And we're going to come up so that we're on our elbow with it directly underneath the shoulder, lifting on that bottom waistline. You can have your palm facing the floor or make a fist. Hips are stacked on top of each other. Knees and hips at a gentle bend. Heels squeeze together, and then you're going to open that top knee and close it, making that orange juice. Pull the navel in and find that connection with your pelvic floor while you do these exercises. So squeezing those heels together will help get that pelvic floor connection so that you can engage your transversus while you're in this long neutral position. And squeezing it together, finding everything pulled towards the midline of the body. So remember, we're not sinking into that waist, we're not sinking into that shoulder. Keep squeezing those heels. Lift the pelvic floor gently, draw that navel in. Last one, squeeze it in. And we're going to bring ourselves down onto the mat. So your head can be in your hand or down on your bicep, up to you. Create that nice long line from your head all the way down to your foot. And then you're going to lift that top leg up higher than the shoulder. Flex the ankle and squeeze it down. Point and lift. Again, don't let the top of your waistline change shape as you're moving this leg. We're keeping everything solid and stable in our torso. We want to feel that feeling of length like we did with our bird dog as we point and lift that leg. And you want to keep your glutes and your abs contracted so that you can stay balanced on the side of your thigh. If you need to, you can bring a gentle bend into that lower leg, but really feel like you're pushing your heel away as you dorsiflex. This is our last one. Push that heel away, squeeze it in. And then we're going to point, we're doing those circles now. So lift it up, not quite as high, bring it forward, pull it down, pull it back. So really get that back opening using your glutes and opening the front of the hip. And pull it back. Little circles. Keep reaching and pointing the toe. Last one this direction. Keep both waistlines long and now change direction. Point it forward, lift, pull it back, and lower. Point, lift, back, and lower. Point, lift, back, and lower. Last one. Back and lower, and then we're moving into our port de bras. So laterally rotate that top leg, and then we're going to drag it up our inner leg. Flick it up to the ceiling. Fully extend that leg. Dorsiflex the ankle and squeeze the heel back down towards the midline of the body. Point the toe. Drag that big toe up your inner thigh. Straighten the leg as best you can. Flex that ankle. Drag your heel down like you're trying to scrape it down a wall. Point, pull, flick, and drag. Don't let your waistline change shape. We're changing direction. Point the toe. Lift it up. Bend the knee. And then flex the ankle and push that heel away. Really find those inner thighs as you do that. Point the toe. Lift. Bend the knee. Flex the ankle, push that heel away. Point the toe, lift. Last one, bend the knee. Flex and squeeze down the midline of the body. Rotate the leg back into parallel. Pull the knee in. Give yourself a gentle little massage in the glutes. Right, we're going to move through a little bit of a cardio sequence that wakes up our back and then our abs. So we're going to do Superman to hundreds, okay? So on your back, make sure that you have space to roll. So you want to be like to the left side of your mat so you can roll onto the right side when you do your core. Bring your body nice and long. Reach your hands, reach your feet. Lift both away from the ground. 10, 9, 8, 7. Squeeze your glutes. 4, 3. Flip yourself over on 1. Flip and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach your hands, flip yourself over and lift. 9, 8. Squeeze your glutes, reach your arms. 6. Pull your belly away from the floor. 3, 2, 1. Roll over and flex. 9, 8. Roll your ribs to your hips. 4. Point your toes. 2, 1. Reach your hands, roll over and Superman. Go, reach and lengthen. Keep those arms wide. 5, 4, 3, 2. Roll it over and reach. 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. Reach those hands, flip it over. Superman and hold. And lengthen. Breathe, squeeze your glutes. 3, 2, 1. Flip it over. Reach. Send those toes away. Pull the ribs to your hips. Relax the front of your neck. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach your hands. Flip yourself over. And fly. Last set. Reach and lengthen. Squeeze your glutes. Relax your neck. 3, 2, 1. Flip yourself over. Last. Flex. Reach it up. 8, 7. Point those toes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees in. Drop your head. Hug your knees into your chest. Maybe gently roll yourself side to side. That was a lot of work on the back. And then a lot of work on the abs. It's funny though how you move into those abs or into that hundreds position. And suddenly they don't seem so hard to do after you've been in that extension in your Superman. So just massage your lower back a little bit. And then bring your feet back onto the mat, staying on your back. Relax your shoulders. Walk your feet out so that they're a comfortable distance away from your hips. And we're just going to warm up that lower lumbar spine. Just get some articulation in it. So you're going to, as you exhale, lift your pelvic floor, pull your ribs to your hips, push into your heels, and just tilt your pelvis forward. And then as you inhale, you're going to lengthen it away, lengthening the front line of the body, but keeping the abdominals engaged. Exhale, push that lower back into the mat, getting into that imprinted position. Inhale, lengthen back to that neutral. Don't forget about your inner thighs. Exhale, roll it in. And inhale, lengthen back to neutral. We have another power sequence coming. So you're going to slide your heels in close to your hips, and we're going to roll ourselves up to our glute bridge. So push that lower back in, push into the heels, lengthen the body from the shoulders to the knees. Hold yourself up into your inclined glute bridge. We're going to hold it here for 10, and then we're going to move into boat pose. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll the spine down, pick up the knees, flex up, and hold. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll your back down, drop those feet, lift it up. 10, squeeze your glutes. 8, push into those heels. 6, 5, relax your sternum. 3, 2, 1. Roll it down, bring those knees to tabletop, flex it up, modified boat pose. 8, 7, 6, relax your shoulders. 4, 3, pull your belly in. 1, plant that lower back down, feet down, lift those hips, squeeze your glutes. 8, 7, 6, lift your pelvic floor, relax your sternum. 3, 2, 1. Drop the hips, lift those knees, flex it up, and boat pose. Hold it there. Pull your belly in. Keep pulling the navel towards the floor. Reach those fingers, but keep the shoulders away from the ears. Glue your inner thighs together. 2, 1. Lower back down. Drop the feet. Push it up and squeeze. Breathe. Lift the pelvic floor. And 2, 1. Drop those hips. Lift the feet. Flex it up. Reach and lengthen the spine, but pull that navel in. Point your toes. Pull the shoulders down. Engage your lats. Lift the pelvic floor. 2, 1. Last set. Lower back. Feet lifted up. 9, 8, 7, 6. Squeeze those glutes. 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Lift the feet. Flex it up and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your feet. Slide those toes away. Flex your ankles and come into a forward stretch or a spine stretch. Just slowly let your body sink forward. Your pelvis can come forward so it doesn't have to stay perpendicular with the mat. And then maybe bend your elbows and squeeze them inside of your legs. And you'll get this like rounding in the shoulders that stretches them out a little bit. And then when you're ready, just wake the spine up, stack your body up, and then bring your feet together, your inner thighs together, and flex your toes towards your face. Reach those hands up overhead. Stack the body up nice and tall, and then we're going to inhale, hinge back just a little bit, and hold. And then flex the spine, round through it, bringing those fingers towards the floor, and then slide them forward and lengthen the body. Your hands come parallel with the floor. Exhaling, curl the belly, come back into that space behind the sit bones, then unravel the spine. Reach those hands overhead into your hinge. Hold it there. Keep trying to push those heels down and then nod the chin, flex the spine, stay back behind those sit bones so you get this really deep rounding in the back, and then push it forward. Reach those fingers away from your shoulders. Feel that nice deep stretch on your lower back. And then on your exhale, roll it back again, come back into that full C form in your shape, in your spine, and then lengthen into your hinge. Hands overhead, last hinge. And then flex, round, tip the body forward and reach. Lengthen the spine. And then just relax. You can even bend your knees if you want to. Just stay and breathe for a minute, focusing on breathing into the back of the rib cage, opening up those intercostal muscles. And we're just going to roll our body up, and we're going to come back onto our side, but this time staying nice and high. You're going to bring your right hand underneath your right shoulder, stack your knees on top of each other, and then push into your knees to lift your hips away from the floor. So you're in this modified plank position. You can extend your top knee if you want to. We're going to sweep our left hand up overhead and then push into the floor and lift the hips up towards the ceiling. And then come back to our long line. Lift the hips, pull the navel in, nice deep side bend. And back to the long line. As I said, you can stretch that top leg and try and reach it away. You'll get an even deeper stretch. And bring it back in. Don't collapse. Keep that shoulder away from the ear. Reach it up. And back to center. And last 3. Pull it in. Lift your pelvic floor. Enjoy the stretch, but make sure that you're still engaging the muscles. You're using that bottom hip to support you. Last one. In. If your leg was straight, bend it, bend the elbow, drop the hips, and flip your knees around to the other side. So get that hand set underneath the shoulder, fingertips facing towards the front of the mat. Stack your hips, stack your knees, and then when you're ready, lift up to that long side line. Okay, so take time to adjust yourself, and then when you're ready, lift your hips, reach the hand, come into a side bend to the left. Really important that you set that hand up properly underneath the shoulder, because we are going into this little bit of shoulder extension here. And you want to keep your body perpendicular to the mat the whole time. Enjoy the stretch, enjoy the opening between each rib cage, each rib bone, each intercostal muscle. And extend that leg if you want to, but you don't have to. When you come to this starting point, you want to really hug everything in towards the midline. And when you reach, you want to feel like you're lifting everything up towards the ceiling. Try not to jam your shoulder into your ear. 2 more. Lengthen down. Keep that pelvic floor contracted. Last one. And bend your knees, drop your hips, and then shoot yourself on over. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And we're just going to do one cat-cow. Tilt the pelvis forward, pull the shoulders down and back, lengthen the whole spine. Exhale, round and stretch it out. And then from here, we're going to step our left foot back and then our right foot back till we come into our plank. We're going to lift our right leg and then pull it in like we're pulling our knee into our nose and place the foot down on the floor. Drop the left knee. Lift the body, squeeze the glutes, and push your hips forward. Now, if that feels uncomfortable, you can lift that back knee and still come up into your high lunge, or your high lunge hip stretch, but make sure you squeeze that glute to protect your lower back. Otherwise, stay down, squeeze, and lift, and reach. From there, you're going to push into that front leg to come up to standing. Step your back foot in just a little bit and turn the toes at a 40-degree angle. And then hinge your body forward, send your hips back into your hamstring stretch. Pull the toes towards your face. Enjoy that nice deep stretch behind that leg. And then drop that foot down. Belly comes to the front of the thigh, hands back to the floor. Step that left foot back. Step your right foot back into your plank. Lift that left leg just a little bit and then pull it in, knee to your nose, really hug it in nice and tight. And then place it down gently. And then you can drop the right knee, squeeze the right glute, lift the body up and push the hips forward. Again, if you want to, you can do it with the knee lifted. Up to you, or you might want to widen your stance in your feet. Up to you. It's more about stretching out the front of that hip. Squeeze the glute and push the hips forward. And then when you're ready, you're going to push into that front leg, lift the whole body up to standing, step the back leg in a little bit, get it at that slight 40-degree turn, and then sit the hips back, hinge the body forward, pull the toes towards the face, hamstring stretch. And then glue your belly to your thigh, hands come down, slide that right foot back again, and then the left foot back till you're back in your plank. And then when you're ready, push yourself back into your elephant pose, or your pike, or your downward dog. And just sway side to side for a minute, softening the knees, just let your hips be really organic here. Maybe lifting one heel and then the other. And then still everything, push those heels as close to the floor as you can. Stretch your hands away from your shoulder. Lift your sit bones right up to the sky. And let go of everything. Soften the knees, look to your hands, walk your feet into a forward fold. Maybe soften your knees a little bit in this first forward fold. Maybe bring your hands into your elbows and just let your body hang heavy, sway side to side a little bit. And And then glue your belly to your thighs, bring your hands to the floor and try and straighten those legs as much as you can. Then using your exhale breath, slowly roll your spine, articulating each vertebrae one at a time, bringing yourself slowly up to standing. All the way, lifting the head, finding that length through that whole body. And then you're going to transfer the weight to the left leg, roll up on the ball of the right foot, sweep your arms up overhead and float the leg up. Let's find our balance. Maybe you can notice that you have better balance than you did at the beginning of the session because you've worked through the side of that hip, warming up the foot, all those intrinsic muscles. Then bring the hands down, bring the foot down, articulate, roll through the ball of the foot, roll up on the left foot, sweep the hands, float the knee, find that balance. Find that connection with your core, with your center. Breathe. And then gently place it down, reach those hands down to your sides. And this time we're going to pull the heels away from the floor, sweep the hands forward. Don't lose it, Dorian. Reach your body up nice and tall. And then arms circle up to the side as you lower those heels. And you are done. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I think that's just an amazing sequence for stretching out your body, but also you get that little energy sequence with the glute bridge and the boat pose and the Superman to hundreds. So yeah, I hope you liked that. We'll see you again. Well done.